Another source of fuel, if you will, for escalating cycles of conflict is an idea we call emotional coaching versus emotional dismissing. In other words, when we feel misunderstood, we escalate because we want to feel understood. And so what happens is you start maybe with a child having a legitimate internal experience. They're frustrated, they're disappointed, um, but the parent instead focuses on the behavior, not the emotion. Hey, don't yell. Hey, don't throw things. Hey, be nice. But the child, the source of their behavior is the emotional experience they're having. And so what happens is the child can intensify their their behavior because they're trying to communicate. They're trying to get through to the parent. No, this is I'm upset. I thought the birthday party was today and it's not, and I'm really disappointed. They don't say that clearly or that articulately, but that's what they're feeling. And so they push their brother or they throw something or they cause a scene in some other way. The parent focuses on that. And so that's part of the problem. That's part of the escalation is because this is coming from an emotional place, but the parent may be focusing on the external behavior rather than the emotion that's driving it. And it's often the case, and you'll see this with adults as well, we escalate our behavior when our emotions are ignored. So being able to speak to the emotion can change that a lot. But here's something, that parents do, a few things that parents say that escalate the situation often because they say things like, "You're fine." Right? The child says, "I don't want to do this," or "This is hard," or "I don't know how." But the parent says, "You're fine," or they say, "Stop overreacting," or "It's not a big deal." Can you see that all three of those kind of is pushing back or pushing down the emotion that the child is experiencing? And they're probably going to push right back because the child is going to say, "You don't understand," at least in their head, "You don't understand. I need to tell you how upset I am or how unfair this is." And so if that means I have to get louder, if that means I have to get more demonstrative, I will, because I need you to understand the emotion because I'm feeling misunderstood. So an example of that would be the child says, "I hate homework." And the parent says, "It's easy, just do it." But the parent says, "No, I'm not doing it." And so the parent is focusing on what? Right? It's focusing on the behavioral outcome, the homework. Are you doing your homework? But the child is focusing on how they're feeling at the moment. Maybe they feel dumb in that class. Maybe they feel confused. And so it comes out as "I hate homework," but it's really "I'm confused about what I'm supposed to do," or "I feel dumb. Everybody gets this and I don't." But the escalation is feeling about dismissed. It's not about the homework at all. It's feeling about their emotion being overlooked.